Lightning-powered characters are literally everywhere in anime and manga, but some electricity users are simply built different. Misaka Mikoto, the third-ranked level 5 Esper from the Toaru series. Enel, the Thunder God from One Piece, and Kashimo Hajime, the electric curse user from Jujutsu Kaisen. Each one of these characters may shock you, sorry for the bad pun, as their unique applications of electrical powers make them stand out. But which one of them is the best, and who would reign supreme in an epic freeway battle? Misaka may look like an ordinary schoolgirl, but you should definitely not underestimate her. She killed Killua after all. Misaka is one of the strongest Espers or psychic ability users in the Toaru series. As the most potent Electromaster, she can channel her thunderous powers in a variety of ways. One of these applications of her ability is her namesake, the Railgun, where she can fire objects both small and large at 3 times the speed of sound via Fleming's momentum, just like a real-life railgun. What's impressive about Misaka is that her maximum electrical output is over 1 billion volts, which gives her serious firepower when she launches her light-speed lightning spears. She can also magnetize metallic objects to use as weapons, produce microwaves, manipulate water via electrolysis, and can even control the electrical signals in her body to move at high speeds. And those are just a few cool examples of how far her power can go in terms of its variety. What massively helps Misaka in fights is her passive electromagnetic radar, which has a 360-degree radius, meaning she can detect external threats and enemies from her blind spots. Oh, and did I mention that she's pretty much immune to being electrocuted and can even resist forms of mind control? The former of which might prove to be pretty useful in a fight against other lightning users. While Misaka has many crazy feats with her power, such as destroying a nuclear base with an Iron Sand tsunami in World War III, what tops the list in her base form is arguably her giant Iron Sand kaiju, which towered above skyscrapers and can even fire a huge railgun which looks like it should belong in Dragon Ball. While base Misaka is powerful in her own right, she does have some glaring weaknesses. Like many other characters in Index, she's pretty much a glass cannon, as physically, her durability isn't superhuman like her powers are. When Misaka is forced to defend herself, she relies on Iron Sand shields or other objects if she's being attacked. Her Iron Sand can withstand serious force, like when she used them to block the saint known as Brunhild. But if she's unable to use external objects to protect herself, she is very vulnerable. There are 2 stronger versions of Misaka, which both considerably amp her pre-existing offensive capabilities, but again, her fragile body is her kryptonite. Firstly, there are her level 6 shift forms, which vastly increases her base strengths, such as stronger lightning attacks and magnetism. Her 5.3 form is where things get spicy, as she can manipulate a mysterious black energy that was continuing to increase in power, to the extent it was going to destroy an entire city and more. Misaka herself was continually developing in this state, with her exploding into a supernova being the end result, which we never saw in the end as she was saved just in time. Misaka's other upgrade comes in the form of the anti-art attachment, which she stole from a talking golden retriever. But this isn't any ordinary dog toy, it's actually a mechanical suit which gives her access to a crazy arsenal of weapons such as machine guns, lasers, flamethrowers, a giant chainsaw, and more. The AAA is infused with the willpower of Aleister Crowley, one of the strongest magicians in Index, giving the weapon the power to kill literal immortal gods. The magic gods were nerfed twice, but they were still capable of shrugging off attacks capable of destroying multiple continents without a sweat, making the AAA's power look insane in comparison. However, Misaka's version of the weapon was a spare unit, meaning it is likely inferior to the main version of the weapon used by the top doggo, Kihara Noken. Nevertheless, with the AAA, Misaka's attacks are more fierce than ever. Now, let's compare Misaka to her competition, and I know the perfect person for it.
Hello everyone, some of you may know me, but most of you have probably never heard of me. Regardless of this, I just wanted to thank Ion for letting me be a part of this video. Anyways, let me introduce you to Hajime Kashimo, one of the most powerful characters in the world of JJK. There are 3 aspects of his character that support this: his tactical mind, his hand-to-hand skills, and his cursed energy property. Well, since this video is about electrical powers, we might as well talk about that first. The property of Kashimo's cursed energy takes the form of electricity. It does control this property in a variety of ways. His most common application is his electrical discharge. Kashimo can separate the positive and negative charges of his electricity by applying the positive charge to enemies. Kashimo can discharge the negative charge towards a target, without any of the energy being lost to the surrounding environment. This results in a powerful lightning strike that immediately dismembers anyone it touches. The speed of the electricity does vary depending on the environment, but sorcerers like Akari are unable to dodge even at long range. Because remember, Kashimo can apply a positive charge to your body, while he fires a negative charge. Positive and negative charges attract each other, so no matter what cool dodging maneuvers you have in your head, unless you have a solid surface between you and Kashimo, the electrical discharge will always get a direct hit. Kashimo can even apply the positive charge to anything that naturally conducts electricity, so there's no telling where and when he can set his traps. Like I said earlier, this is only one of the ways Kashimo can use his ability. Kashimo can split water into hydrogen and oxygen, which he uses to create chlorine gas, a deadly chemical weapon that can kill you in seconds. Kashimo can also cause a giant steam explosion by converting his electrical energy into thermal energy, which is fully capable of tearing human bodies to pieces. This electrical discharge is impressive, but it does have a cooldown period, so it's not like Kashimo can spam it. To compensate for this, Kashimo has absolutely incredible hand-to-hand skills. When it comes to speed, Kashimo can likely keep up with and surpass characters who can catch point-blank bullets and dodge attacks moving faster than sound, especially since feats like this were done by people you consider weak, at least at the time. In terms of strength, Kashimo can punch apart a shipping container. He was basically playing tennis with a shipping container until it was flattened like a piece of paper. Basically, Kashimo can kill an ordinary human with one punch. Each of Kashimo's strikes also do a lot more damage than usual due to his cursed energy property. Anyone Kashimo makes contact with will be dealt with a painful electric shock, so an opponent will take damage regardless if they are grazed or even block his physical strikes. Kashimo's intelligent and a quick thinker. He often analyzes his opponent's strengths before making an effective counterattack. With this knowledge, he effectively adapted to Akari's jackpot curse technique before forming a strategy to best take it down. And if it wasn't for the immortality that comes with the jackpots, Kashimo would have won on 4 different instances. Obviously, Kashimo isn't invincible. If he were to fall into water, his cursed energy being like electricity will quickly disperse in the water, leaving him utterly defenseless. The Goro no Mi is a Logia-type devil fruit that allows one to both control and transform into lightning. Since Enel is a Logia user, that automatically means that any attack thrown his way will phase through him, no matter its speed and attack power. This essentially makes Enel invincible from all forms of attack. This ability to transform into lightning also means Enel can travel at the speed of lightning as well, and travel through conductive material. He often uses this to appear anywhere in Skypiea almost instantly, to the point where it looks like he's teleporting. This allows him to speed blitz even the most skilled of warriors. He's able to attack his opponents with powerful bolts of lightning. He can freely control the power output he unleashes, up to a maximum of 200 million volts. Oftentimes, it not only needs 1 million volts to incapacitate a foe, it can often end things with a single touch. And now has many ways of using his lightning. He often covers the ground in lightning, electrocuting anyone in its vicinity. He creates massive pillars of lightning that destroys everything in their path. His most powerful attack is a massive beam of lightning, named El Thor, which is not only capable of one-shotting building-sized creatures, but can destroy an entire island with ease. It also has massive range, striking down anyone regardless of where they are on Skypiea. And finally, Enel can create different constructs with his lightning, which often takes the form of different animals. Enel has the power to control both heat and electromagnetism. He first uses the heat to melt solid structures like gold into a liquid form, and uses electromagnetism to mold the gold into any shape he wishes. This ability was used to create both his trident and his massive flying arc. Enel uses a spear for close-range combat, especially against foes who are immune to his abilities. Enel can superheat the trident with his electricity to help increase its power. Although not really created by his ability, the Maxim is heavily powered by Enel's abilities, and is used to create powerful combination attacks. The most powerful is Raigo, a large spherical cloud of electricity that obliterates anything it makes contact with. Enel possesses a high level of mantra, or otherwise known as observation haki. With it, Enel can use haki to predict an opponent's moves shortly before they make them. thereby making the attack that much easier to evade. With mantras used in conjunction with his devil fruit, Enel is able to pick up electromagnetic waves in the air, allowing him to overhear conversations and feel everything around him. The range is massive, covering most if not the entirety of Skypiea. Enel's only weakness is that since his body is both made of and behaves like electricity, that means hitting him with non-conductive material like rubber will bypass his intangibility.
Overall, I think Enel might be the strongest out of the three if we have Misaka in base. It's not really clear if her base attacks will be able to harm him, as he would probably be able to phase through everything, and that likely applies to Kashimo trying to hurt Enel as well. That rhymed. While Misaka boasts the highest output in terms of voltage out of the three, she is just physically too weak. While I do think she could take it over Kashimo, since she managed to stalemate Brunhild without taking a physical direct hit to her body, combined with her immunity to electricity, I think Misaka clutches it. But Enel's destructive capacity far outweighs base Misaka and has the physical capabilities to overpower her. Plus his precognition definitely is another thing that will work against Misaka, considering Kamijo Toma has a form of it and is able to comfortably anticipate Misaka's attacks. However, there's one important thing I haven't mentioned, and that's Misaka's ability to cause an electrical breakdown, like when she was able to interfere with and dissipate Kimi's black lightning. If Misaka can figure out Enel is made of lightning before she gets KO'd, and this ability works on him, I can see this being a comfortable win for her.
I would lean towards Misaka winning this battle. We can assume Kashimo would make the first move. If he went for Enel first, that wouldn't really end well for him. Every attack he could possibly throw would phase right through him. Enel is both far too fast and far too powerful for this to be an easy victory. This doesn't take into account the heat Enel can generate, which is hot enough to melt gold. Kashimo will likely be immune to Enel's electrical attacks, but Enel is fully capable of outlasting Kashimo. Misaka vs Enel would be the most interesting matchup. It's no secret that Enel is far more powerful than Misaka in base, and she has no way of getting past his intangibility. But the main issue about this fight is that Misaka can easily outsmart and outlast Enel in a full-on confrontation. With Misaka's ability to sense electromagnetic waves, it would be very difficult for Enel to effectively sneak attack her. Misaka would have a natural immunity to all Enel's electrical attacks. Misaka can easily stalemate Enel in a physical confrontation, since I doubt he's all that much more capable than a saint. Misaka would finally be immune to Enel's control over metal, since Misaka is arguably stronger in that regard. Enel's base may have far more destructive potential, however Misaka has been shown to be far more imaginative. I'm not saying Enel's dumb or anything, he clearly has extensive knowledge of his abilities. A fight between these two would simply rely on who could outlast the other, and with her intelligence, versatility, and creativity, Misaka would come into this battle with the most fearsome skill set. I didn't even mention that out of any of these combatants, Misaka would figure out Enel's weakness the quickest. She's a hyper genius that constantly has to make complex calculations in her head for her powers to be at their most effective, and she definitely has the greatest understanding of electricity and how it behaves out of anyone here. One thing I didn't think about until now is that Misaka can control electricity that isn't her own. Enel is technically made of electricity. Misaka could theoretically force Enel's body to stay tangible while she tears him apart with her iron sand. However, this is highly dependent on if her control of electricity surpasses Enel's control of his own body. Anyways, although this battle would be hard and long fought, Misaka would be the one to come out on top.
But what about her buff forms? To be able to beat Enel, you need something that electricity can't flow through, like rubber, in order to be hit, right? Well, I'm not saying that's the only way, as surely that doesn't disregard all other abilities in existence, or that would be hella dumb. Electrical breakdown being one potential counter to it. Additionally, the AAA being infused with Alistair's magic certainly helps, since the magic has been shown to be able to destroy intangible energies, such as when he erased Kuronzon's invisible influence from Karasuma Fran, and the AAA was stated to be able to deal with targets such as Iwaz, who is made directly of psychic energy. So I would say it's likely that the AAA might be able to kill Enel. Although, I think it would also be possibly destroyed quite easily by a thunderbolt from Enel, as it doesn't share the same immunity as Misaka due to it being a piece of equipment. I guess what would matter is who strikes first, and if it will be able to target Enel in time before he moves away. As for her level 6 shift forms, I'm not sure if Misaka's black energy would be able to hit Enel or not. Let me know down below. Therefore, I think the winner is most likely Misaka. I ain't biased at all, but make sure to share your opinions down below. And I just want to say a massive thank you to Bots Under Repair for coming on and collaborating with this video. If you like Index and other anime discussion content, make sure you check out his channel down below. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this special video, and check out my other To Aru Powers videos if you enjoyed this one.